Hey guys, thanks for joining me. This is Scott. I'm glad you're here today. We're going to go ahead and review the 1981 horror thriller, A Stranger is Watching. This is directed by Sean S. Cunningham, who you best know for being the director of Friday the 13th. Yes, the classic Friday the 13th. It was 1980. We followed up Friday the 13th with this film, which was much more subdued and, in my opinion, with the exception of, well, you have a poster here you can't see, with the exception of The New Kids, which was an awesome horror thriller, psychological mind mess of a movie. A Stranger is Watching is probably his third best film. In the film, it's Rip Torn, who you basically know from the Larry Sanders Show, but he was a stand-up comedian for years, and he's been in a ton of other films. He's been nominated for awards, I think Academy Awards. And Kate Mulgrew was starred in it. She's best known for her role on Star Trek Voyager, as I think she was the captain. But yeah, it was a really good thriller. Basically, I'm not going to give anything away because there's a lot of plot twists on this, and there's a lot of potential spoilers with this film. But Rip Torn plays a psychopath who kidnaps a young girl and a news reporter. The news reporter is played by Kate Mulgrew. And he goes ahead and hides them and holes up in the subways in New York, in the tunnels where all the homeless people are and all the rats are and the darkness is and everything else. He holes up down there with them. So he keeps them all locked up there, imprisoned down there, and he asks for a ransom from the girl's father. The girl's mother was killed years ago under mysterious circumstances, but he asks for a weird amount of ransom money from the father, which gets everyone thinking that since the amount he asked for is such a specific amount, there must be something else to him other than just being the standard kidnapper. And it's going to leave it at that because I don't want to spoil anything about this film. A bunch of suspense, non-stop action, and just general thriller moments one after another in this film. There's a lot of good setups, a lot of good payoffs, good performances, interesting, surprising turns and twists throughout the way. And I don't really want to say anything about the film because it's very spoiler heavy, let's put it that way. There's a lot of things that I can say that would ruin your viewing experience of this film. I will totally ruin it for you. So I'm not going to go ahead and do that, but I will recommend this film. I will say that I know it's on DVD. It may be on Blu-ray now. It's definitely on VHS, obviously. But I highly recommend checking out A Stranger is Watching. It's a pretty cool thriller with a lot of horror elements in it, which is unsurprising given the source is Sean S. Cunningham. But it was a Mary Higgins Clark story, who was known for being one of the, I don't want to say a heavy-handed writer, but she's known as one of those female writers. Like, she writes for a female audience generally. That's how she's been known for over the years, and I don't know why, because she has a lot of good stories, and this is another really good one. So I highly recommend checking it out. It is rated R, but it's kind of a soft R. There's not much going on in here, especially with Sean Cunningham. You're thinking the blood's going to be piled on, and it's really not. It's the suspense and the maturity and the control that Sean Cunningham shows here is very impressive, because to come off of Friday the 13th knowing that it was a big hit at the time, and to switch gears completely, and been very easy, obviously, to replicate that as Friday the 13th, because everybody did. You know, you made, what are we up to, 12 movies right now in the Friday the 13th universe, as well as numerous rip-offs of that. It would have been very easy for him to go ahead and ape his own film, but he decided to take it in a totally different direction and show another layer of him as a director. And I think it really works here. It's a great film. I will go ahead and give Stranger is Watching, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Try to track it down. It's fun. It's not objectionable. It'll be good for the whole family to view. It's a good, solid thriller from beginning to end. So I hope you can check it out and enjoy it. Tune in again. I will be reviewing some other awesome films coming up. And as always, I appreciate your support. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And I hope to bring you some great reviews in the future. Thanks for tuning in, guys.